Should I let my ex-wife move in with me after our divorce? I'm a 45-year-old man, divorced with one daughter, Lily, who's 18. My ex-wife, Thelma, and I split 2 years ago after 20 years of marriage. I'll admit, I'm not perfect and never will be, but I like to think I was a good husband and that I'm a good father. During our marriage, I did my best. I handled most of the housework, around a 60-40 split, while working 40 to 50 hours a week. I tried to be attentive and caring, never forgetting birthdays, anniversaries, and things like that. Over time, I let my body go a bit, and I'm aware I'm not the most exciting guy. But I always listened to my wife and tried to give her what I thought she needed to keep our marriage strong. Thelma seemed happy with me, and she'd even bragged to her friends, calling me a good husband. I guess that was all a lie, though, because Thelma decided she'd rather be with a 30-year-old guy she met at work. When I caught Thelma, I didn't try to win her back or suggest therapy or anything like that. I chose to divorce and pushed for a civil end to our marriage. For the sake of our daughter, I stayed calm and respectful. Thelma was upset that I didn't fight to save the relationship, but she agreed to a peaceful split. The divorce was quick. Thelma got 75% of our savings and her car, while I kept the house, my old truck, 25% of the savings, and took on all the debt. Custody was split 50-50, but our daughter, Lily, decided to live with me. Her mom still has visitation, and Lily, even when she was underage, could visit whenever she wanted. I'm really proud of my girl and trust her to make good decisions for herself. Thelma moved into an apartment with her affair partner, Larry, about 2 years ago. Since then, I've lost the extra 30 pounds I had put on and have dated a little. Nothing serious, though I have no interest in getting married again. Once bitten, twice shy, as they say. That brings us to this week. Last night, I got a call from Lily telling me that Thelma was in the emergency room a couple of days ago. From what I've heard, after our divorce, Larry started showing his true colors, beginning with verbal and emotional abuse. A few weeks ago, it turned physical. On Tuesday, things escalated, and Larry seriously hurt Thelma much worse than just slaps. Without going into the specifics of her injuries, it was bad enough for the to keep Thelma overnight and for charges to be pressed against Larry, even though Thelma didn't ask for them to be. Thelma has nowhere to go, and her money is almost gone because of her spending since the divorce. The apartment she was living in was under Larry's name, so she can't go back there. Right now, she's staying in a cheap hotel, but she'll have to leave in a couple of days when she runs out of money. Her dad passed away 6 years ago, and her mom is in an assisted living home. Her sister lives 600 miles away, and Thelma can't move because of her job. She doesn't have any close friends who can take her in, and our daughter, Lily, is living in a dorm, so she can't help either. Unless Thelma finds someone willing to take her in soon, she'll either be homeless or have to stay in a shelter. Lily called me and asked if I'd be willing to let Thelma stay with me until she can find an apartment or somewhere else to go. I'm quite literally her last option. Now here's my dilemma: should I let Thelma move back in with me? I'm not heartless enough to take any pleasure in her situation, but honestly, I'm more indifferent than anything. Part of me just wants to say, not my problem. But I know how much it would hurt Lily to see her mom struggling or living on the streets. I've talked to friends and family about it, and I've gotten a range of responses from, "You have the space, so let her stay," to "pay for her first month's rent and a deposit," to "forget her and her bad decisions." One friend even joked, "Move her in and make her pay with favors, but he's that one dumb friend we all ignore." Let me try to answer some questions I'm guessing people might have. Yes, Thelma cheated, but she's still a good mother. She's not a narcissist or a bad person, just a human who made a selfish and dumb mistake. I've forgiven her for that, though I haven't forgotten. There is absolutely no chance of me getting back together with Thelma. That ship sailed, hit an iceberg, caught on fire, and then got attacked by a mechanical megalodon before it sank. Thelma has been wanting to get away from Larry for a while, but didn't have the opportunity until he was arrested. He's currently in jail, unable to post bail, and she's getting a protective order. I'm not sure if they still work together. 4-hour edit. Thanks to everyone for your replies so far. I'll be meeting with Thelma soon after her shift ends. We're going to Waffle House, and this will be the first real conversation I've had with her in over a year. I've only kept in touch through texts and focused on Lily until now. I'm also working on a solution that will help her avoid homelessness but keep her out of my house. One more thing. Some comments have assumed things about Thelma that aren't true. I don't hate her. I don't care for her the way I used to, but I don't hate her. She's an excellent mother, and aside from her affair, she was a good wife. However, infidelity isn't something I can accept in a relationship, so I divorced her. My daughter understands and supports my decision not to rekindle anything with Thelma. My main goal is my daughter's well-being, and for that, I'm willing to consider anything. Update: 2 weeks later. Years ago, my father bought a house for his younger brother, who has struggled with mental and physical issues his whole life. Later on, my dad added my name to the deed to ensure that someone could keep a roof over my uncle's head. Now that my uncle is older and retired, he wants to move in with his sister and live in a basement apartment at her house, which would be perfect for him. The original plan was to sell the house and split the money with my uncle, but plans change. Instead of selling, I decided to buy out my uncle's half of the property to keep it in the family. This way, he can comfortably transition to living with his sister while still knowing that the house is secure. It feels good to take care of my uncle and provide him with some peace of mind in his retirement. Sometimes, life takes unexpected turns, but I'm glad I could help make this one a positive change for him. I ended up spending quite a bit to buy out my uncle's half of the property, which removed him from the deed. I added my daughter, Lily, as an owner, so now it's in both our names. Thelma signed a rental agreement and has moved in, paying a small amount of rent. This arrangement takes care of Thelma's living situation, keeps her out of my house, and sets Lily up for the future with a place of her own if she ever needs it. Lily is really happy with this setup, knowing her mom is safe and has a place to live. The rent is low, far below market rate, but it covers insurance and maintenance. This way, Thelma can focus on getting back on her feet without the stress of high rent, and I can rest easy knowing both of them are taken care of. It feels good to provide this stability for Lily and make sure her mom is in a better situation while we all move forward. Thelma is using her employer's assistance program for therapy visits to help with some mental health issues after living with Larry. I'm 100% sure she's over him and doesn't want him back in her life. In the past 2 weeks, I've noticed that Thelma seems like a changed person. I can't quite put it into words, but she seems more grateful for what she has and less impulsive. Most importantly, she appears focused on trying to fix her life and move forward. As for me, my kid is happy, and I've set her up for a good life. Yes, it cost me quite a bit, but it was just money. If it means I have to work a few more years, then so be it. In the end, it'll be worth it to give my princess the best start in the world I can. I want her to feel secure and supported as she grows up, and knowing I've made good choices for her future makes all the effort worth it. I'm proud of what I've done and hopeful for what lies ahead for both of us. A few days ago, I was in a minor accident, which left me a little banged up. Thelma came over to cook for me, and we talked for quite a while. We discussed where we are in our lives and everything that's happened. She is still a beautiful woman, inside and out. I know people are quick to judge cheaters, wanting to brand them with scarlet letters and deem them beyond forgiveness. While there are some terrible people out there who take pleasure in infidelity, Thelma is not one of them. She's a good person who made a very selfish and stupid mistake, and she has paid for it. Both Lily and I have forgiven her, and now it's time to move on. It feels good to finally have some closure and start fresh for everyone involved. I got a question about what would happen if Thelma starts dating again. Well, my answer is, so what? She's not my wife anymore, and we're not in any kind of committed relationship. She's free to date or not, and that's completely her choice. As for Thelma and me getting back together, the answer is a firm no. I will never marry again. Not anyone. For any reason. I'm burned out on the idea and won't tie myself to someone that way ever again. Honestly, I don't think I want to be in a committed relationship either. And no, I'm not bitter about it. I'm genuinely happy for my friends and family who are in marriages and committed partnerships, but I just can't see myself getting into that kind of situation again. At best, I might date casually or have a friends with benefits arrangement if the right opportunity comes along. But other than that, I'm perfectly fine being solo. I enjoy my independence, and I'm focused on living my life on my own terms right now.